here. Let's give the speaker a hand again.
Thanks.
Next one up here is Danielle Blankenberg, and I guess we'll finally at this conference hear about Galaxy, titled Enhancing the Galaxy Experience Through Community Involvement.
Hi, so I'm Danielle Blankenberg. I'll be talking about Galaxy and our community and what we do to hopefully keep them happy and engage them. So first I want to talk about the Galaxy team. So this is the Galaxy team. If you ever see them around and you want to talk to them about Galaxy, if you offer them some beer, they're more likely to listen to you. They'll listen to you anyway, but beer always helps. So is anyone here not familiar with what Galaxy is? So everyone, raise your hand if you heard of Galaxy. Okay, there's like a couple of people, okay. So I won't skip the introduction to what it actually is. Okay, so Galaxy, it's an open web-based platform for accessible, reproducible, and transparent computational research. It allows users without programming experience to easily specify parameters and run tools and workflows, all within a web interface. We also have an API available that's RESTful, REST-like. It's reproducible in that every time you run a tool, the input parameters and the input files that you specified, versions of tools, these are all recorded by the framework, and this is all done behind the scenes. You don't have to click a record button or anything every time you actually perform an analysis. Galaxy's capturing all this information. It's transparent in that we allow users to share and publish their analysis via the web. You can create pages, which are interactive web-based documents that describe a complete analysis. So first and foremost, it's a data and analysis integration tool. It's free for everyone to use. We provide a web service that integrates a large number of tools, free compute resources, free storage. It's persistent storage. We do have quotas in effect, but they're rather generous right now. They're about 250 gigs per user. Please don't try to make multiple accounts to get around this. We'll find out. We actually track this stuff now. It's also an open source software that you can download, install on your own machines for customizing your own Galaxy-based sites. And there are several different ways to use Galaxy itself. We provide a public instance at usegalaxy.org. You can download the Galaxy source code, and directions to do this are available at getgalaxy.org. And we also make it easy to launch instances in the cloud on Amazon if you go to usegalaxy.org/cloud, or if you it'll direct you to directions to do this. We have a cloud launch application available, so you can actually just enter in your credentials. For Amazon, you give Amazon your credit card. We don't ever touch your credit card. We don't want to know any information about that. But basically this will allow you to easily pay Amazon for compute and storage if the waiting times on our public queue are just too long. And then there's also a huge number of public Galaxy instances hosted by other various groups. Right now, this count is at 50 plus, and this is only the public ones that people can go and register accounts at and use. There's another large number of other servers that are internal to institutions. We don't necessarily have a count of that. One of the issues with Galaxy is we don't have any sort of phone home device, so that if you install it on your own hardware, we don't know unless if you tell us, and we think that's pretty important. As a genomics workbench, we have a concept of data sets. These are any input or output or intermediate set of data along with its metadata. It's a record of a specific data or analysis step. And these are stored within a container known as a history, where the history is a series of inputs, the analysis steps, the intermediate data sets, along with the outputs. A tool within Galaxy is any operation within Galaxy that may act upon one or more data sets, or actually zero or more data sets. And these may be developed by the Galaxy team themselves, or it could be a third-party program that we've wrapped or someone else in the community has wrapped and made available to Galaxy. And a workflow is just a series of analysis steps executed as a single unit. When we talk about sharing something in Galaxy, this means that you've made it available to another individual directly, either by sharing directly to their email address or getting a link that you can copy and paste into emails or post someplace else. If you publish something in Galaxy, this puts it into a published pages or a published workflows or a published history page, and so that anyone that visits that Galaxy site can go and view the list of these published materials. A Galaxy page is actually an analysis document within Galaxy. It's what you see is what you get editor. You're able to seamlessly embed Galaxy objects. So if you've performed an analysis inside of Galaxy, you want to share it with your colleagues, you can just create one of these interactive pages, and you can just basically click a button to embed your history or individual data sets or workflows, or any external resource that you may want to add in. Galaxy also has a growing collection of visualization resources, including Trackster, which is a built-in genome browser. This is particularly useful for organisms that may not have a publicly available reference genome browser, such as UCSC or Ensemble or any of the other ones. So you can build them just within your browser. That's an HTML5-based browser. And so you basically just provide a FASTA that specifies the size of your genome, FASTA that contains your genome, or a length file that just specifies the lengths of the genome if you don't have the full information available. And we also have a new D3-based charting ability, so you can drop-in visualization plugins. So this is the Galaxy Analysis workflow or workspace. This is the analysis interface. On the left-hand side, you have your tools. If you click on a particular tool, section here, it'll actually expand and show a list of tools. When you click on the tool itself, it'll show you the interface in the center pane. And then this is where you can select your inputs, configure your actual parameters. On the right-hand side, that's your history. You can have any number of histories, and you can label, tag these histories, and you can also provide names for the histories. If you're going to work with multiple histories, I recommend you do give them names. Otherwise, you're just going to have a whole list of something called unnamed history, and that's not going to be very useful when you come back a month later trying to figure out what you were doing. But as you run tools, basically you build up from the bottom to the top here. Each one of those steps was a different analysis or multiple outputs created by a particular analysis. When you run jobs, they turn green if you're lucky, which is what you always want. That means it's good. If it's yellow here, it's running. Queued, it would be gray. This would be for if it's waiting for a job to finish, or if the queue is full, it'll just be waiting. If you actually have a job that's going to fail, it'll actually turn red. And if you're running actually Galaxy a workflow and you have a job fail, it'll actually now pause the remaining steps of the workflow, so you can fix that issue. We have a HTML5 canvas-based workflow editor where you can just click on tools, and instead of getting the tool interface in the middle pane, it creates a new box, and you can connect these with these ribbons or noodles, and you can configure these workflows. You can either set the parameters or have them be declared by the user at runtime. One of the things that's really nice is if you perform an interactive analysis, you can actually create a workflow automatically from your history, and you do that by going to the extract workflow setting. What's really nice about Pages, which I talked about earlier, is that if you actually do an analysis inside of Galaxy and you want to show it off to the community, you want them to be able to get the actual histories, your workflows, your visualizations. You can have pages. You can make a page and actually provide that link directly inside of your publication, so that when the user comes, reads your article, they want to reproduce your analysis, they can click on this link and come to this Galaxy page, which has your histories and your workflows and a description. And like I said, designing this uses what you see is what you get editor. So now onto the actual community stuff. So this is a graph of the total jobs completed per month since 2008 or so, and along with the new user registrations on a per monthly basis. And we can see that there's actually a huge drop in jobs completing per month. And so we solved this by moving our infrastructure down to TAC. Well, we didn't move our infrastructure. We moved on to TAC's infrastructure down in Texas. And we see that we can now run jobs pretty well again. And that was a huge effort that Nate and Dannon spent quite a bit of time working on. But we can still see that we're not getting the same jobs completed per month. And I don't think we'll ever get back up to that same level on our public server. But that's just because data's bigger, so jobs take longer to run. You can see as we go along, papers that cite Galaxy is steadily increasing. We're still only halfway through 2014. And we actually have a Cite You Like page where we have tagged pages or tagged publications, and you can go and search for things that use Galaxy or have methods that make use of Galaxy. They use a cloud instance of Galaxy. So community code contributions, we have an OLO page, and you can see that as we've gone along these years, we actually have up to 51 contributors now, and so that's not all on the main team. The team only really has about 13 active actual people that work for the project, and so we have a large number of community contributions. So how do we interact with the actual community? We were using just mailing lists and Wiki for the primary dissemination of information, but we actually went ahead and we switched over to using Biostar instead of our user list. Biostar is this great application written by Istvan Albert, and it's released using an MIT-style license. And you can go to Biostar and you can post questions asking specifically about Galaxy. We have a specific Galaxy, specific instance of Biostar for Galaxy, and it's actually integrated directly into Galaxy. So if you click on a link inside of Galaxy, you can go and you can search directly at Biostar or post directly from a tool. Biostar works by having a questions answers sort of interface. And so here we have a user asks a question, another community member has answered the question. The most important part here is that the original poser of the question went ahead and clicked on the accept button. And so that question has now been answered and is accepted as being answered. And this brings along this gamification. We're always looking for ways to incentivize users to actually participate and join into the community and help everyone else out. And so you might recognize some of these people on the screen from this conference or other conferences you've been to. And so basically, if you answer posts, you create posts, you get points. There's also badges. So depending upon individual accomplishments, you'll get a badge. And so you can see there's a pretty good number of people that have badges, but not all the badges have been handed out yet, and that's fine. So to actually access Biostar through Galaxy, if you click on a tool form, it'll show in the upper right-hand corner a magnifying glass that allow you to directly search for this tool in Galaxy, and this is done using Biostar's tagging interface. Or if you click on the question mark, you can go ahead and you'll actually get forwarded over to Galaxy, and you'll be able to fill out a question at Biostar with information from this tool already filled out, the version of the tool, what instance of Galaxy you're using it. Or you can go ahead and just go on the help link. There's a Galaxy Q&A site or ask a question. And so here are usage. And so we actually see that Biostar has gained quite a bit of usage. About the last 12 weeks, we actually enabled Biostar about 3 months ago. And so that would be that statistics. All these statistics are also available on our Wiki page inside of Galaxy. And so Biostar is a great success, but users haven't really quite mastered the Q&A format. They reuse posts for multiple questions. They're not really actually accepting answers. And so, if someone actually volunteers their time, they spend time, they ask the question, they might not get all the points they really deserve. And then there's the difference between an answer and a comment, and people are just posting comments as answers. And so it doesn't work so well. Increasing number of active users on the wiki. These are vetted wiki editors. And so if you're a vetted editor, that means you don't actually have to answer a CAPTCHA, which is actually really nice because I hate those things. If you want to get involved with Galaxy, we have additional channels. We have a Twitter account at Galaxy Project. Our hashtag is UseGalaxy. We also have an IRC channel on Freenode, and it's #Galaxy Project. Oop, am I out of time? We have an awesome tool shed. And so you can see here, these are all community contributions to the tool shed, starting with the IUC, which is the Intergalactic Utilities Commission. And so this is actually a core group of community members that actually are awesome at making tools and making them available to the community. And we just had a conference just last week. The next year it will be in Norwich, and I hope everyone can come.
So one quick question for Daniel? No? No question for Galaxy? That can't be true. Brad? Come on. Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, come up to the front. One quick question, Daniel. So there's, we've had a number of people up here speaking who've kind of been posed with this nasty question because they were talking about some kind of job queuing and pipelining system. With this nasty question, why do you do what you do instead of just doing Galaxy, right? So who should not be doing Galaxy?
Everyone should be doing Galaxy.
All right.
No, yeah, so if there's actually, people that really love the command line oftentimes will say, why? But we're trying to get them in using our API. We have a great API, we're enhancing the API, we want to get everyone on board. You get a lot besides just running tools. Your inputs are being recorded, all the steps are being recorded. Everyone should use Galaxy.
All right, with that, the speaker.